Hello and welcome. You're watching My 11th Circle presents Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur here in Mumbai. I have Harsha Bhogle and Pommie Mbangwa with me from Dubai. I think they're sitting in the same hotel room. I'm not entirely sure. Is it the same room, same floor, neighboring rooms, connecting door? What is it?
Come, let's touch hands. Shall we? No, other way. Touch hands. We can touch hands. Oh, there you go.
You know, on the screen, you guys are one above the other.
I could almost give him this apple. If this was a movie, Pommie would be picking up the apple in the other frame.
That's not the apple that he wants from you. He wants one. He wants one with 256 GB and in blue color pads. Well, it's great to be here on this Thursday evening. Of course, we're talking about a game which is being played in Sharjah. It is Bangalore versus Bangalore. That's right, Punjab, which is full of Bangalore people, and of course Bangalore, which is also full of Bangalore people. And as some Punjab people as well. Now, there's just a lot of red that's going to be playing today. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be an exciting, juicy encounter for Punjab, because Punjab are going to look at this and say, oh, that's our only win. One more of those, please. Yes, Pommie?
Yeah, I tell you what, if they're kind of calling all pockets with regard to finding something positive and finding some inspiration. And as they come into this game, despite all their other losses, right, they can say, look, boys, we beat these guys. And no, they didn't only beat them, they absolutely walloped them the last time that they met. So, yeah, they can take courage from that. They can take some sort of confidence from that, although it would take some doing to repeat the dose, because they played a near perfect game that time.
Yeah, and of course, what's not working for them is that Virat Kohli's won the toss and has decided to bat first. And Harsha, this is the tournament now, right? Where batting first is just giving you that extra morale boost, because that's how the results are going.
They've got the directive now. The earlier directive was win the toss and field. Doesn't matter what you want to do. You have to win the toss and field. And then suddenly the advisory change. You know, government advisories change. So the advisory changed, and the new advisory is you will bat first. So now they're all batting first. But it's incredible. No other tournament and we've all been with this tournament right from the beginning.
Yeah.
No other tournament has seen teams batting first so often. So it's a big change. I'm just trying to think how much the world changes in 20 days. 20 days ago, Punjab came with a strut, and Bangalore sort of came crawling in, saying yet another year, see, the same old issues coming up. And now they're coming back differently.
Absolutely. It's like completely, the tables have turned completely. You have Punjab, who's coming in with just the one win, and Bangalore, who just seems to be pretty much winning everything and extremely happy with the combination that they have. So, as I said, Virat Kohli won the toss, didn't think twice before batting. And this is what has happened so far to Bangalore. And Pommie, Bangalore will do well to say, let's just forget. Let's just forget what happened against Punjab first time around, because this is a new day, a new way, and we're gonna wallop them. We're gonna get ours back.
Yeah, and I tell you what, if you go back to that game and right at the start of the tournament in the way that they were playing, and come back to their most recent games, they're not the same team. They're same personnel, and there are a few changes here and there, but they're not the same team at all. All of a sudden, there's a swagger. Skills are okay. When skipper asks for this, you deliver this. When he asks for that, you deliver that. And yeah, they've got a couple of batsmen in their side who are just a little bit good, and they've found some form. So beware, whoever you are.
But it's actually their bowling attack which has got balance now, right? That's been perhaps the change for them over all the years and over the beginning of the season, that they've got a balanced bowling attack now.
Yeah, I've said at the start of the tournament, I was asked, who's your guy? Like each season I turn up and you look around, and for me, it's Yuzvendra Chahal. It's fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant year after year after year. But they somehow find a way to not help him. Yeah, they just find a way. He can run up and bowl 3 for 20 and they'll lose by a long way. And how often will a guy be in a side where he's 3 for 20 and you're not winning? I mean, he's that guy. So this time around, now you've got Washington Sundar. Now you've got Saini, who's going well. Morris coming back has done well. And generally, as a group, you feel that they're able to do their jobs better, and it's making things easier for Virat Kohli because he's not having to change bowling on the fly because, oh, this one didn't work. I now have to go to that one sooner than I wanted. It's actually going according to plan.
And he has got 7 bowling options, Harsha.
Yeah, exactly. Pommie makes a valid point. And you're right about the 7 bowling options. I suspect all along, as soon as the death over started to come around, Virat would look at someone and say, not him, not him, not him, not him, and say, oops, that doesn't leave anybody.
Yeah.
And remember that one year Virat bowled and Albi Morkel got, 20 odd runs of Virat himself. So now he's looking at people and he's getting faces looking back at him. Saini is looking back at him. Chris Morris is looking back at him. And that advisory I talked about earlier, there's another little advisory came from the Ministry of External Affairs saying Washington is not just a city he bowls to. If you see the last couple of years, last couple of years, Washington bowled more for India than he did for Bangalore. And see what an extraordinary change that's come about. Pommie talked about Chahal. What Washington is doing is he may not be taking as many wickets as Chahal, but his economy rate is brilliant. So those two are balancing each other out so well. Chahal's taking the wickets going at 7 and over. Washington's going at only 5 and over. He's not taking that many wickets, but he's giving you so many options suddenly.
And he's going at 5 and over in the power play. Let's just add that as well. That's just ridiculous. I mean, that's just borderline illegal, really, is what other batsmen will be saying. Like, what's going on? But Chris Morris, let's talk about him for a second. He's also our My 11 Circle trump card for today. And the reason is that he's played 2 games. He's bowled 8 overs. And half of the deliveries he's bowled have been dot balls for me. Gold! Gold!
Yeah, incredible. Yeah, gold and gold dust, I tell you, all together. Yeah. Because so often there can be this whole big build-up. Look, we've got this jigsaw. And a few years ago when we put the puzzle together, it was wonderful. It looked good. But we've had it up in the attic for some time. And when we removed it, there's a piece missing. But we've ordered one. It's coming. It's coming. And then it arrives in the post, right? And it's the wrong piece. It doesn't fit. That's a big problem. This time around, what's happened is Morris is coming, he's turned up, and 2 games, top work. Everything's worked quite nicely. That's brilliant. And so it's just made the team better and better. They were already getting better, and he's just put the final piece of the puzzle in. So yeah, I think it's working nicely. The difficult thing, the challenge now is, can there be a consistency from here? Because we're only halfway. We're only halfway. So yeah, can there be a consistency to get to the point where, hold on, are we in the playoffs? Are we not? And I know that's a long way away, but that is the challenge. 3-4 games.
But the thing is that it's just so odd that after all these years, in the middle of the season, you're actually talking about what's going right for Bangalore for far longer than what's going wrong for them. That's 2020. That's your upside down year right there. And today, I'm guessing all of you at home picking your My 11 Circle teams would probably end up picking more players from Bangalore than from Punjab. Is it true? I don't know. I wouldn't be so sure about that. But my11circle.com, go and download the app and, of course, pick the game. That's the Bangalore-Punjab game happening today. Now, pick your players. To help you along, we should also show you what Punjab has done, because this will take longer because Punjab, well, as per usual, has made 3 changes. And that's what happens, I guess, when things are going wrong, you end up making changes. But today, I don't know if I'll be that harsh on them today, Harsha, because one has been because of injury. Mandeep is not there, right? They've got Deepak Hooda in, so they've juggled it around. They've dropped Murugan, they've dropped Mujib and got in Gale, foreign player. But then they've got Murugan Ashwin in there as well. They've dropped a batter, and then another batter dropped, and Deepak Hooda comes in as your sort of late order reinforcement.
I mean, look at the batsmen they've tried so far. Right? Last game they had Prabh Simran Singh, they've had Sarfaraz, they've had Karun Nair, they've had Mandeep Singh. So basically, they've gone through their entire inventory.
Hang on. We'll show you. We've got a graphic there as well. That'll really help you, because there's no way, even with your supercomputer brain, that you can remember all of these, Mr. Bhogle.
I'm just looking at the entire inventory has now been used. Entire inventory of batsmen has been used. But I'm with you. I quite like this team because it's got 5 options, and you can get Maxwell and Hooda, though his action's a bit dodgy sometimes, but you can use Hooda to bowl as well. So now they've suddenly got a slightly more balanced side, but it's a huge show of faith in Glenn Maxwell. I mean, I remember many years ago when Sehwag Ki Maa became famous in advertising, remember?
Yeah.
And one of the things Sehwag Ki Maa said about Saurav was कि मेरे बेटे के अंदर वो ज्यादा उसने ज्यादा देखा मैंने कम देखा. Something along those lines, that he has more confidence in my son than me.
Wow.
I have a feeling Punjab has more confidence in Maxwell than anybody else has.
Jeez.
Because they've given him another game. And I just hope they've told Maxwell, listen, forget it, man. We've got a team of 10. You just float. You do what you want. Because I don't know, Pommie, you've seen him a lot as well. I get the feeling with Maxwell, you put pressure on him, you put expectations on him, and a different guy emerges. You just let him go and have fun. Maybe a different player emerges.
Yeah, look, I hope so for the sake of Kings 11 Punjab. But as I look at their side and try and understand the way they've gone, and when we speak of the changes that they made at the beginning of the tournament, it would be fair to say they were playing decently, particularly because of KL Rahul and Mayank at the top. So game 2, you just thought, why are you making changes to your bowling lineup? You know, like I didn't get that. Like, and I said, I think we spoke before, Gaurav, and I said, you pick your first 11 and you nearly win the game, and you probably should have won the game 1, right? And then when you come in the next time, you've made 2 changes. Like that means you didn't pick the right team. I mean, you weren't so sure about the team you picked. Anyhow, never mind that. They go to the next game and they go in unchanged. At that time of the 3 games, they're playing decently. They feel like we're on the wrong side of results, but we're going okay. And on this show again, we said, look, there are 4 points that you should have in the bag. You should have 3 victories out of 3, but you've got 2 points out of 6. That's a problem. We hope that they don't regret it later on. Then you go on a run of losses. And once that happens, I think there's haphazard thinking, no matter who you are. Let's look at the brains trust of Kings 11 Punjab. Anil Kumble, brain for cricket of note. Andy Flower, of note. Jonty Rhodes is in there, of note. Who else is in there? I've forgotten, but there are many people who are in there and throw in the captain. They know what they're doing. They should know what they're doing. But so jumbled are the minds because you haven't got the results. Don't know, change this one, change that one. I'm glad Jordan gets a second game in a row this time. I think their changes are about 6 hitting. Mujib out the team. Murugan has done well. He really has. He's done well. But Hooda can hit the ball out the park, right? Yeah. Chris Gale, we know about Chris Gale. He can hit the ball out the park. Maxwell retaining his place is about hitting the ball out the park.
But the thing is, Pommie, it's in Sharjah.
However, we are at a point where 6 hitting is getting more difficult.
Especially in Sharjah. That's right. And they've halved. The numbers have halved. Exactly halved at the halfway stage. Well, there you go. Harsha, it's not the same Sharjah. It's not the Sharjah we were cracking jokes about in the first week of the tournament, saying, hey, the bowlers are going to miss the bus, or they're going to take a taxi and turn the other way. It's not. It's changed.
There's a bigger reason than the pitches. It is that the hardware store outside is not returning the balls that he got in the first few games.
I saw
but it's changing.
I saw a tweet with there was a kid holding a ball on the other side, just across the road. I thought that was quite cute. But the 6 is the far lesser. Yeah.
It is changing. The tracks are getting a little slower, a little more tired. I also wonder whether they're trying to equalize things a little bit, because it was getting ridiculous. I mean, you are like in a video game where your default option is a 6. You know, just put in the cheat codes and 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. You're just hitting cheat codes. Yeah. So I think I wonder if they've also tried it that way. But to me, the standout thing about Sharjah all the way through, and I'm waiting to see if that happens today, is that one innings that genius played the other day. Everyone else struggled, and I'd love to see what the surface today is like. If the surface today is anything like it was that day, it'll be a 150, 160 game, unless the genius decides that I feel like 200 today, and then he'll do it, of course.
Everybody. Sir is talking about
everybody. He's something else. That day was something else.
Yeah,
he just, Virat called him superhuman. You can call him what you want.
Yeah, that's what they call him in Bangalore. Everybody. It's one word. It's everybody. Yeah, and that's
like kabaddi.
If he gets going, I mean, Punjab doesn't want to be at the receiving end of that. But such valid points that Pommie and Harsha make about Punjab and the changes. Because while you were talking about that, I noticed on the list the changes they made from game 1 to game 2 were actually like-for-like replacement. So it's not even like you said, oh, the surface has changed and let's just drop a pacer and get us. It's like for like, right?
It's like
you put out Jordan and
guy. You've gone to the wrong guy. It's like in the room, there was this argument. Some of you said Jordan, some of you said Nisham. And you were split down the middle, So seeing as, that didn't go so well, we're going with our guys today.
Because Nisham bats a little better than Jordan, and Gautam bats a little better than Ashwin. So it's literally like for like. So yes, I completely agree with you. After one game,
it is. But Jordan bowls better. Jordan bowls better than Nisham, and Nisham tweets better than Jordan.
Yeah, and Jordan is a death bowler, and they were missing a death bowler. If they had Jordan in Sharjah in the second game,
and they
probably would have closed that game out. Yeah. Now, we don't know. I don't want to undo the Tawatia. 2020 needs a Tawatia. Yeah. But I'm sure sitting on the side, they'd have been going, oh dear, this is when we needed him. This is why we picked him in game 1. Didn't go so well. He went for 42 or whatever it was. But here's the situation. And he's not going to go for 42 twice, is he? Too late. Can't try that one out.
We also have, we talk about AB de Villiers, but we also have Virat Kohli playing his 200th game. Wow, this is a lot of games. It's 200th game.
And, do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember that first tournament when under 19 players were put up for the draft, a draft?
Yes.
Delhi picked Pradeep Sangwan.
I know the whole story.
Virat Kohli go.
I know the whole story. Yes. That story's become folklore. It seems a lot more ridiculous in hindsight. That's not exactly the story. So Amrit Mathur told me that story on my podcast. Yeah. He said people make this big deal about, first of all, nobody knew in 2008 or 2008
Correct.
what Virat Kohli will become. Secondly, he says, look at the batsmen that we had. So the only thing we needed was a left-arm pace bowler. We go in, our name comes out first. There's Pradeep Sangwan, left-arm pace bowler. We're like, our squad is complete. He says, so that's what it was. I know the other version sounds nicer, but
it is. But it's worth looking at who they had, Delhi. So it's a good story. But just look at the difference that has made. He's come to Bangalore.
Yeah.
And see what it has led to. It's led to a lot of pain, but it's also led to a lot of joy. Is that thunder in Bombay in the background?
Could you hear that?
We did hear that.
Could you hear that? That is thunder. That is, the sixes have not started being hit yet in China. That is legit thunder.
It'll be a good 6 to get to you.
if Gale or AB get going, it could just, it's like literally from coast to coast. It just catch it on the balcony. All right, let's have a look at, we know about Virat Kohli. He's played 200 games, takes a lot of stamina to play them, and the way he plays them, man. Boy, he's a runner. Lad's a runner. He's on a boost stamina meter, of course. And Harsha, this is why he's there, because he stays there and he doesn't sit around. He likes to run. The boy likes to run. He's a road runner. Beep, beep.
I know. Did you see that last over he played when he got that 90? He got that 90. I think he got the last 15, 20 odd balls. I think he ran 4 twos in the last over.
Roger twos.
4 twos in the last over. And I remember at one point in his career, Virat Kohli went to the trainer and said, I want you to make me run my 100th run as quickly as I run my 10th. Because that 100th run, if I run 2 runs quicker, can make a difference. So I want to be so fit that I run my 100th run as quickly as I run my 10th. And that he's actually worked towards that. The other thing, if you notice, was Virat Kohli in his first 3 or 4 years was a boundary hitter, not a 6 hitter.
Yeah.
since then, Bhoot kehte na, Bhoot, that weightlifting Bhoot has come on him. He's become stronger. He's hitting sixes. I mean, he doesn't look like a muscle man or whatever, but he's hitting more sixes. So those are the two big changes that have come about in Virat. But if he bats like he batted in that 90 the other day,
if anybody can get twos in Sharjah, it's him. Yeah, Pommie?
I agree. Especially if he's batting with his old mate as well, because both of them are really fast. Him and Ibidi are very fast. Now, there have been two innings. One is the 132 not out. Spectacular. That was just, and mainly because, it's KL Rahul who plays it, I'm going to be even more biased. It's just fantastic. What an innings that was, right? Just class. Oh, beautiful. There have been two other innings, right? That from Virat Kohli on a pitch that looked so difficult and took his side to a score that ended up as a winning score. That was a magnificent innings, particularly because of the shift. So the recognition of, we can't just smash it here. I've got to get myself to a place where I must then change gear. And then the changing gear in conditions that are difficult to end up playing shots that make it look like it's not that difficult and getting his 50 of the 22 balls that you're talking about. Yeah. Out of that innings, particularly, it was a masterclass. The other one by A.B. de Villiers, the wonder, off the charts, of course. The wonder is that it took him one ball to sum up the conditions and just how long he needed to wait in order to be able to hit the ball where you want. And I remember the first ball because he tried to hit it and he ended up playing a sort of top spin, kind of adjust your shot and realized, okay, that's how slow it is or that's how quick it is, whichever one. From there, bang, 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 bang. Those two innings, if those guys play half as well as that for the rest of the tournament, good luck if you're facing that.
It's a bit like Warnie used to say when he's playing a test match, that he, in the first 10 balls or so, he judges what is the good pace to bowl on this track. I think AB very quickly realized what is the best bat speed, what is the best way to play this. And because he stays in his crease, right? He just stays in his crease and then surveys the ground. Said, okay, I feel there today. So, yeah.
When he's in the zone, he just picks it. He picks where he's going to send somebody to collect the ball. That's how good ABD is. Well,
we have helping them a lot.
Yes, absolutely. They're top four. I mean, they need probably a little more from Finch, but
a lot
more from Finch. Yeah. Yes, Devdutt Padikkal, of course, and then there's Virat and Ibidi. Well, right now we've got Ibidi. We're playing in Sharjah, and they are batting first. And for our My 11 badge of honor, our prediction of the day, before you guys give your guesses in, right? I'm just going to show you just a little bit, just perhaps to influence you, maybe to mislead you. I don't know. Who am I? Am I Santa or am I the Grinch? I'm just going to show you what the scores in Sharjah have been, because they've been kind of, a bit like the worldwide economy. They have been tanking a little bit. So let me just kind of going down a little bit.
You're just going to flash it and take it away, are you? That's what you did.
Yeah.
No, that was a flash of lightning. It just came in right away.
All right.
There's lightning, there's thunder. So there's scores that are dropping, and there are many people who are saying, wait, we've got it correct. Well, there you go. See, there you go. There are, these are just this is not just Sharjah. This is the tournament in general. So that's what's been happening. So I'm just saying that your guess is, right? Just a bit of reality, gentlemen, because, I don't want to just keep winning this all the time. I have won it.
Why don't you go first?
I have won it in 30 days, but 3 times. Okay. So I'm going 173. I took Pommie's number.
Pommie?
Age before beauty.
That's why I spoke first.
186.
Ooh, go big or go home. Come on,
178.
178. So we got 173, a 178, and a 186. Nice. Real quick look at the joy factor before we say goodbye. This is the question that Professor Joy has sent us. It's an essay again. He always does this. When he has to read them, it is what is Gary Sober's favorite color? And when we have to read them, it's an essay. The second name on this list of Test cricketers was commentating in this tournament. The third is a mentor for one of the southern teams. The fourth is a current West Indian cricketer, and Gordon Greenwich is at 5th place. Who is in 1st place? Interesting. Hashtag Cricbuzz Live. Send in your answers. I don't know.
You know what Joy is doing there? Joy is trying very hard to de-Google the quiz.
Yeah. It is a
Yeah.
Can't Google that.
I like that. I like de-Google. I like de-Google. That's nice. All right. Let's see.
One word like everybody.
Everybody. It's one word. Everybody.
Google.
We're going to be back in the 10th over with Cricbuzz Combox. Of course, we're going to be here at the end of the batting innings with My 11th Circle presents Cricbuzz Live. A big thank you to Harsha Bhogle and Pommie Mbangwa. I'm Gaurav Kapur. Thanks for watching.